More than half of Russia's regions are running budget deficits. This is the financial collapse moving in slow motion. It's very slow for a very long time, and then it hits all at once panic sets in. But more than half of Russia's regions ran budget deficits in the first 9 months of this year. The 56 regions' combined deficit, excluding municipalities, reached 169 billion rubles or over 2 billion US dollars. The shortfall stems from a 14% year-on-year rise in spending. This is mostly sign-up bonuses and death bonuses, but only a 6.9% increase in revenue. Everywhere is going bankrupt. I don't know how it works in Russia, but in the United States, states can't issue debt. Only the federal government can. So for these regions in Russia, if they're all operating at a loss, and they can't issue their own debt to cover the deficit, then Moscow, the Kremlin, has to bail them out, which is what they're asking for. But this is happening with every sector, not just the oblasts, not just the cities. It's every company. Russia weighs how to prop up Russian railways, which is 51 billion in debt, according to Reuters. State-owned Russian railways, which employ 700,000 people, have suffered a fall in revenues amid a sharp slowdown in Russia's war economy, while debt costs have soared, driven by the highest interest rates in 2 decades. According to 2 people who spoke on the condition of anonymity, due to the sensitivity of the matter, Moscow has been discussing ways for helping the railways deal with its debt, mostly owned by state banks. Russia's railroad monopoly is bankrupt. They're $50 billion in debt. You can't come back from this by just raising your freight cost rates by a little bit. What do you think is going to happen when 700,000 Russian employees for the railroad network stop getting their paycheck? This is coming. Coal mines in occupied Luhansk face risk of closure without $505 million injection. This is every industry. The company asked the government for 40 billion rubles in National Wealth Fund financing at a preferential 3% annual rate during the October meeting. They're begging the Kremlin for a bailout. But how can the government simultaneously bail out everything and everyone? Russian corporate losses surge in 2025 as more firms slip into the red. Russian companies have reported a sharp rise in losses so far this year, with total negative results jumping nearly 25% year on year.